Mike Patrick, and in this video I want to talk about why I don't constantly talk about the nation of Israel, the children of Israel, their beliefs, their followings, their culture, and their way of life. Okay, the way of life of their ancestors. Okay, why I don't continuously talk about it. Okay, I don't talk about it because, guys, what it boils down to is we just need to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Now, if you are a person who is a descendant of Israelites, okay, the nation of Israel, all right, then you, if you believe what your ancestors believe, okay, and if you want to live the way your ancestors lived, all right, then therefore you would attempt to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Now, like I said, why I don't just continuously elaborate on it and just kind of beat the dead horse? That's because it's not my job to persuade people of anything, okay? And that's basically what scripture does. That's basically what a lot of other people do. And everybody has their role and their place, okay? So the thing is, scripture, it basically is to strengthen your faith, to know, so you can know history, all right, and to be able to draw wisdom from. But what it really boils down to, if you are a child of Israel, and if those beliefs, if that understanding resonates with you, then what it boils down to is you just keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's the whole story of the Bible. The story of the Bible is God had a chosen people, okay, and they were to live a certain way. And it largely talks about how once they fell out of those ways, the things that happened, okay. And it's a history book, all right. And it's a prophetic book as far as prophecy going forward in the future, okay. And so you can draw from that stuff, you can draw faith from it, all right, and things of that nature. But it's not my job to persuade anybody. So if I said it once, then it's out there, right? That's why I have a YouTube channel, because it's out there already. So for who it resonates with and who is meant to get the message, okay, and if they want to, to further look into the message, look into what I'm saying, or anybody else, then they can do that. But it's not for me to get on YouTube every day and constantly go over certain things to try to convince certain people of things, okay. It's out there, you can go back to those videos, and basically what it boils down to too is the fact that, okay, God chooses who he chooses for whatever he chooses them for by grace and not by works, okay. So for people who constantly go over scripture, read scripture, that may be their place, but you're not getting any points from God, okay. Like, you're not showing God. This is not a gang, okay, where you got to put in a certain amount of work to be worthy of I guess a certain title or a certain role. You do the will of God, and you have the role that God gives you, okay. And so if it is for you to, if your role is to continuously read scripture and go into scripture and to persuade and convince, okay, that may be your role, all right. And I don't want this to sound like anybody's ever has questioned anything like that, but I do just want to I just felt like it was just on my spirit to do so. Everybody has different roles. You're chosen, like I said, by grace and not by works. So it doesn't matter how much you do, okay. God chooses who he chooses, so you have to just have a personal relationship with the Most High to know what your purpose and your role is, all right. So because at the end of the day, what it boils down to is once you get past that, who the nation of Israel is, what your ancestry is, you know how you were supposed to live, how you lived back then when you were at your peak, at the height, how you feel. Once you know your history, once you understand that, it's just a matter of a decision at that point. But I understand that a lot of people won't even accept that, and we're in a day and time where, you know, people have many different beliefs, okay, and different ways of thinking and living. So that's why I said, if it resonates with you, and it's not about trying to convince people, you know, and for the people who that is their lot, then that's their lot, okay? Because once you know that, all right, now what can you start putting into motion? Okay, so I talk a lot about solutions, okay, things you can do to start putting things into motion once you reestablish certain things, okay? So that's why I talk about diet, taking care of your mental health, taking care of your physical health, and how it all, and your spiritual health, and how it all correlates with each other, okay? I talk about, you know, socially, you know what I mean, things that we can do socially, you know, to help better ourselves, okay, and the collective, okay. I get it more so into things like that. So yeah, that's basically what I want to talk about, guys. So it's grace, not works. Always remember that. So don't think because you go to church every day and you read the Bible every day and you read the whole Bible every day front and back, and you go out and do a nice deed for a person, that you're buying your way into heaven, okay, or something like that. All right, it don't work like that, unfortunately, okay. So fortunately and unfortunately, I guess it all depends. But so hopefully this was an insightful, thought-provoking video, guys. And like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done that already. Peace.